Hello, hello. It's moving day and it's been a rough morning. So the movers got here at 8 a.m. and we had 4 movers for 4 hours and we did not get everything done and not everything fit. So I guess Kyle will have to come back another weekend and pick up the next load, but it's really not that big of a load. So it's kind of a shame that we couldn't fit it, and I'm not so sure about their packing skills, but we got a 26-foot truck and a 6x12 trailer that I will be pulling with my Wagoneer. And yeah, so when I looked in the trailer and saw how I could see, because like things weren't all the way to the top in the back, like for the last half. So I'm like, why did we not use the vertical space? So it is what it is. It's already done. The place is an absolute disaster, which stinks because we're trying to sell this place. But we don't want to pay for professional cleaners if things are not, if we still have stuff here. And then there's a ton of trash because we only get 1 trash bin. And then we have this mile-long driveway that, yeah, we can't just go out there and set a bunch of stuff on the side of the curb. So I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but look, oh my goodness. It's mostly empty, yeah. So it is now 2:57, it's 3 p.m., we are still here. We have, we're driving to Orlando, so I think that's about a 7-hour drive without stops and without toddlers and babies. So we'll see. I do think that they'll sleep pretty well in the car. And then another bummer, I had left out Deanie's mattress and a basket full of his favorite toys that would keep him busy, and his blankets and his loveys, which are Peter Rabbit, and all his blankets that he uses. And they packed it all after I told them not to pack it. So I'm like, they packed things that they did not need to pack. Then I have a whole slew of plants out here, which I love my plants, and there's just no room for them. I'm hoping that maybe on Kyle's next trip he can pick them up. We're leaving the play kitchen because it's delicate. Like, this little guy is just chasing around the cat. The poor cat tree doesn't get his cat tree. Yeah, it's crazy because we bought this house over 2.5 years ago, and it's been really good to us. So it is a little bit sad leaving it, but I know on the other end we'll be excited because everything will be fresh and shiny and new. And I'm gonna try to pack just a little bit of the pantry goods and the stuff in our cooler, and kind of like insulated bags. I don't know if they're gonna last because we have hours upon hours, and we packed up our fridge. That was a really nice gift to ourselves this year, and it's too nice to leave with the house, so we're taking it. Even though the new place has a nice fridge completely. But yeah, that is it right now. We're gonna finish up. Kyle went and picked up some nice food for us because we were all starved and it's impossible to cook right now. And I was eating slices of bread with peanut butter, so clearly we needed to eat better than that. And he hadn't had anything all day. So we're all exhausted, but still last minute diddles to put in the truck, and I'll show you that before we take off. All right, we're almost ready to send it off. But here's my trailer that I'm hauling. Look at this. This packing job is quite crazy. Does not look very orderly. And then here we go. And then my husband will be driving this one. And let's see here. And then down this way, you'll see he is going to haul that car behind it. And he's hauling stuff using our wheelbarrow. And we're enjoying our last little moments. Last little moments outside. Almost ready to go. Okay, just loaded up the car, and Kitty is not happy, so maybe he'll chill out when we start driving. It is to the gunnels here. Yeah, the boys are actually doing quite well. I just helped Kyle back up his U-Haul 26-footer to his auto transport, which was very difficult because we got distance, but left or right was a problem, and I don't know. But we finally got it, and so now he is out there, as you can see, just taking the last, like, there's wood blocks between the tires and there's ramps at the back. He was thinking about taking it off earlier so that we could get some food with it, but then he decided it was easier to just take the 26-foot truck. So I hope Kitty doesn't do this the whole way. It is now 6:45 p.m. So it's about a 6-hour and 10-minute drive with tolls if we do not make any stops, which of course we will make some stops. Yeah, probably every 2 or 3 hours. It depends on when Eddie needs some more of Mama's milk. But I hope he doesn't lose it in an inopportune area. Yeah, I'm trying to say less, so I need to start focusing on that when I film. So we'll see you at the next one. Bye! Yay, we're finally going. The sun is setting. It's real, y'all. We are moving. Oh, and I guess when I thought I was being really great of filling up the trailer even more, it bumped things around and it made it impossible to roll the door down. So we had to take a few things out. But I got my essentials because they didn't even pack the stroller. And I'm like, I have a baby. I cannot live without a stroller. So it's in there. But we had to put a regular kitchen table chair back and a rocking chair back, but that's all right. We'll get it. Hopefully next week Kyle will make another journey. I don't know how. We'll sort that out soon. Oh my gosh, this cat. Oh, I kind of want to let him out, but I know that's asking for trouble. That's asking for trouble, especially with 2 little boys. Okay, bye for now. I was excited. We got on the road. About 10 minutes later, we're at McDonald's. So I understand. My husband is hungry, so I guess we're gonna eat dinner now. And both the boys are sleeping, and I have just fed little Eddie, so that means this is ticking down on my time to where I need to stop again and feed him. So hopefully he'll last for 2 more hours. But yeah, so first pit stop. Hopefully we'll get cracking here soon, because I just cracked open a Monster, or it's called Rain Total Body Fuel White Gummy Bear. It is not my drink of choice, but because it is like 8 at night right now, I figured I needed a little extra boost, but I didn't realize that we were gonna, stop so soon and I could just get a soda. But Kyle had so nicely thought of me and got that for me. And Kitty is right here on the console. He's getting better. Just as I say that, because I let him out of the carrier, but he was nonstop meowing. I think he likes that he's out. And that's all for now. Good morning. It is 2 in the morning. This is the most unflattering light, but otherwise it's pitch dark outside. We are stuck. So you'll never believe. So we tried to pull off to go to a Love's, and I was following Kyle and he pulled off on a road that was right in front of the Loves, and it didn't turn into the Loves. It just kept going and going. And there were like incline banks, and so there was no turning off of it, and it keeps going into then a dirt road with fallen trees, very sketch. Don't think that we can pull the 26 footer with an auto transport through it. And it's real long journey to get all the way back on these tiny little roads. I was able to turn around because I'm not quite as long. So Kyle had to call U-Haul, and they suggested he just go through it. Although I don't think that that's a smart idea. So they also offered the other idea of basically taking the car off the auto transport, and then you're able to take the transport off, and then with it being that amount of shortness, he can turn around, and then he'll be able to manually move the transport back to the truck, and then he can drive his car back on. So this is going to take us like an hour or something. At this rate, I don't know. Maybe we'll make it there in time for the movers to come unload everything, but this is just, yeah, I know they say 6 planets are in retrograde. I don't know if that is having an effect, but it's not so good. And then Deanie's up here because he was just started crying, and I thought maybe he needed to stretch his legs or something, but he's better sitting up here with me. Edward's sleeping right now. Kitty is meowing in there. I did have him out a little bit, but I've been rolling down the window a lot to talk to Kyle and listen to what's going on. So I didn't want him jumping out. I can't have a lost cat in the random Florida wilderness. So yeah, this is a terrible, terrible stroke of luck. But here we are, and we'll get through it somehow. I hope it's not too much longer. We're all tired. We're just trying to make a pit stop and get gas. So here we are. Okay, we're still here. It is now 2:30, but the craziest thing just happened. So, not really religious, not a praying lady, but I knew we were in a pickle, in a jam. Every once in a while, I might try praying, and I prayed on the side of this car outside, asking for help. And this nice man who lives in this beautiful home right here came out, Mr. Tab, and he offered his truck to pull the auto trailer around, and so that we didn't have to take the car off and put it back on and manually do it. And so anyways, he's out there helping Kyle reattach it, and Kyle was able to turn around, and so we're gonna go. So that's more than a coincidence, I think. I think somebody answered my prayers, and I'm gonna get emotional about it because it is 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, so we're gonna head to the gas station here in just a minute, finally. And yeah, Edward's still been sleeping. I probably should have fed him during all this, but I didn't know how long any of this was gonna take, and he's sleeping, so you let a sleeping baby sleep. But I just thought that was incredible. A disaster, but there are nice people out there, and if you pray, you just might get your prayers answered. So it's always worth a try, at least. Okay. All right, we made it. We're all moved in. So yeah, we left it basically after eating 8 p.m. on Friday night. We had our snafu. We arrived at like 7:15 a.m. trying to unload the car and get an air mattress set up, which was no point at all because then our movers on the other side here arrived at 8 a.m. and we had them for 4 hours. And so this is a giant open space that will become a playroom area. But look at this sneak peek. Can you see? Probably not. Let that focus. There's a beautiful pool out there. Anyways, yeah, sneak peek. I'll do a tour of the house once we move in and get everything settled. But just wanted to say we did make it. It's worth the wait. I was so tired upon arrival here, just driving through the neighborhood. Had tears in my eyes. It was so beautiful. And same thing when I walked in this house. It's interesting because Kyle got to, you know, house hunt and see this place in person, but I had only seen photos and a walkthrough video, and none of it does it justice until you're actually here in person. And the place is just gorgeous. So crying about that, how beautiful and lovely. So yeah, it was 1 day, 2 days of pretty awful. I didn't vlog it all yesterday with the movers putting things everywhere. I was so tired. After they left, we all took, you know, 3-4 hour nap and got back to it. We're about ready to go. Drop off the trailers though, and then my plan today is to get the kitchen in order. I basically got Dean's room done, not like all his clothes and stuff unpacked, but the movers actually had a little bit of extra time, so they were able to put together his crib and Edward's crib, which is great because that takes me forever. So that was wonderful, and he feels good in his room. It's much smaller than his previous room, but that's okay because he's gonna get a giant playroom where we can stash a bunch of the big toys. Yeah, and so I'm very happy here, and I'll give you a tour next week. It doesn't take me long to unpack because I'm a maniac and I just love seeing progress. It's visual progress I can see. It may not all be clean, but it will be unpacked. And then I can go through later and deep clean. But we will take some breaks because there's a nice neighborhood playground. So excited to take Dean to. And then of course we're gonna start doing dips in the pool. It's gonna feel great. So until next week, I'll see you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It really helps me out. I'm brand new, as you can tell. And yep, like, comment, subscribe, anything you want to see or know. Be sure to leave that in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Bye.